7:37, a beautiful day ahead of us, I think. Chilly, yes, but very nice. And it's going to be warmer this weekend. You get a little golf in this weekend, maybe. Meanwhile, it's been talked about for some time now. It's the Raise the Age movement, and that is a movement that has gone across the country. Michigan is currently one of just 4 states that treat all 17-year-olds charged with crimes as adults, regardless of their offense. The Raise the Age legislation would increase the age of criminal responsibility to 18, meaning that cases involving 17-year-olds would be handled in the juvenile system. This would keep them out of prison, give them more access to services to help them stay out of trouble. A guy who knows a thing or two about this, an attorney and former probation officer, is a sponsor of the package that is out there, and that this has been years in the making. And Senator Peter Lucido, the Republican from Shelby Township, happy to say you're almost across the goal line here, Senator.
Yeah, good morning, Paul, and good morning to all the listeners. And yes, I can tell you this. 5 years ago, when I first got to Lansing, I started the journey because doing legal work for people, I found if 2 people are in a car, one 16 and one 17, parents have to go to the juvenile court and they have to go to the adult court. At 17, you can't vote. You can't sit on a jury. And at 17, you can't buy cigarettes. You can't enter a legal binding contract. So look at what we've done. We've put these children, and that's what they are, in a predicament because the state back in 1938 said they are going to be treated as adults. We still can treat a 12-year-old as an adult for a criminal act because the prosecution has waiver rights to waive somebody up. So if you commit rape, murder, if you commit arson, all those serious natured crimes that are punishable up to any term of years up to life, prosecutors still have the authority to waive them. I'm talking about the malicious destruction of property over $100, which is a felony. If you charge a 17-year-old with an adult crime and it sticks on their record, now they're prohibited from getting a job out there. And we've noticed this. There's no services available because the system in the adult system is punitive in nature, where we have the parents we have control over when the court says, Mom and Dad, you're taking this child to counseling, outpatient, you're taking them to substance abuse, or whatever the case may be. Parents now are going to have to cooperate with the courts, which they don't have at 17 because they're adults. But if we're saying child support, Paul, this is what all the listeners should listen to. In our family court that started over 15 years ago, the family court says we pay child support until the child is 18 years of age. You can see a direct discrepancy between calling them children for family court purposes and calling them adults at 17, even though you're still paying child support.
Simply stated, though, Senator Peter Lucido, Republican from Shelby Township, and the Senate yesterday approved this multi-bill package that you've been sponsoring and been working on for a long time. It heads to the governor. But generally speaking, the juvenile system is still oriented toward rehabilitation. We say everybody's supposed to be rehabilitated, even those in prison, but it works with the juveniles in a very big way. And how long have we been saying? Since I can remember, Senator, we used to talk about sending people, kids especially, to prison, and all that really did was help them become better criminals.
Yeah, Paul, it's kind of like taking a guppy and putting the guppy in a shark tank. That's exactly what you're saying.
That's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. When I'm 17 years old, I'm looking up to my elders for what's called some kind of guidance and support to teach me the way the life is. The life that they've learned behind bars was, and it's only because they had to be sentenced as adults. The statute was clear. However, what you're saying today is we learned that if we get a shot at rehabilitating them in the juvenile system, we don't have that high recidivism rate, which is a cost to the taxpayers. And that's what we're trying to avoid here. Yeah. And, Paul, as a former probation officer, I used to watch these younger offenders because I did adult probation. So if they were 18, 17, 19, they were still pliable, I called it, where they could go ahead and apply themselves and be pliable to the task at hand, which is you're going to go do this or we're going to violate you and we're going to put you in jail. They listened. They have the capability, but the brain is not fully developed until 28 years old. These medical people say, and on top of it, we all make mistakes. While we were in high school, we hope that we've learned enough mistakes after we get out, and that's when you get out. Generally at 18, you're out of high school.
Well, good luck with this. This seems to make sense, and I know things that just make sense don't always work out. But
it's Lansing. It's the way the wind blows, and sometimes it just doesn't blow at all. So I'm hoping the governor appreciates this even more so because she was a former prosecutor.
Right.
I
bet she will.
I hope so, Paul. You know what? She's got the pen. It's the last down, no time on the clock, and the Hail Mary's thrown. So let's get it into the end zone and let's call it a good touchdown for the state.
Good luck to you. Good luck to us all. Thanks, Senator.